Hey everyone, the first thing I want to show you is that the packet got kind of copied funny. So here's the problem, and you're going to do it on the graphic organizer, but it's accidentally blank afterwards. So the problem, and then here's the graphic organizer you're using, okay? Each one goes like that, problem, and then your graphic organizer. Problem, your graphic organizer. So there's just like extra pages in here on accident, but that's how it's intended. So, okay. Okay, so the first one. The story is 3 students performed a science experiment using salt in a beaker. The beaker contained 532 grams of salt before the experiment started. During the experiment, each of the 3 students removed 47.36 grams of salt from the beaker. How much salt in grams was left in the beaker at the end of the experiment? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is just think about what's the story here, right? So the story is there's beaker with salt in it, right? Or with a lot of salt. So the first part of the story is there's a beaker with a lot of salt in it. During the experiment, each of the 3 students removed 47.36 grams of salt. So then kids use some of the salt, and they all use the same. Now this just helps us because we can think about the problem. So there's a bunch of salt, and then the kids each use some of it, and they all use the same amount. Oh, okay. So now as I go to organize it, I have my beaker, right? And there's 530.2 grams. And I'm gonna just write to start. And then kids use some of the salt. They all use the same. Oh, so 3 students removed 47.36 grams of salt. So then I could do it like this. Like, if I know 3 students, here I'll just write this, sorry. 3 students removed 47.36 grams. I think I could show it like student 1, 47.36. 47.36 for student 2, and then again for student 3. So they all take that amount out, so I can even be like minus. All right. Oh, now I see what to do in this problem. I'm just taking this number and subtracting all of these. Now, I could solve that in a few ways. I could do 530.2 minus 47.36 minus 47.36 minus 47.36. That's one way I could do it. Or I could just like I could add these up, right? 47.36 plus 47.36 plus 47.36. And then I could, whatever that equals, I could do 530.2 minus the answer, right? Minus that question mark. So either one of those will get you the answer. But the key is to do a problem in steps. Let your brain come to it in steps. So first, just what is the story? Second, okay, what's the information we have? Third, how are you going to solve it? Okay, this problem, I think, really needs a lot of organizing because there's a lot of information. A juice company produced 8,064 cartons of juice in 21 days. Each day, they produced the same number of cartons and delivered those cartons to 16 area coffee shops. The cartons were delivered in cases of 6 cartons per case, and each coffee shop received an equal number of cases in each delivery. How many cases were delivered to each coffee shop each day? Holy bananas. There is a lot there. Okay? So just go one step at a time. I would actually do this. What's the first part of the story? A juice company made cartons of juice in 21 days. So they make juice cartons over 21 days. Okay, so they're like a factory and they're just making these cartons. It takes them 21 days. Each day they produced the same number of cartons. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Make same each day. Okay, and delivered those cartons to 16 area coffee shops. So, I gotta reread that. And delivered those cartons to 16 area coffee shops. Oh, so they're taking what they make each day and delivering it. So, they take the number they make each day and deliver to a coffee shop. Okay. So, and there's more. The cartons were delivered in cases of 6 cartons per case. I have to reread that. The cartons were delivered in cases of 6 cartons per case. Oh, so it's like boxes. The cases must be boxes. So they put 6 of these juice cartons into one box. So 6 cartons go into a big box. Holy cow. This is a lot, guys. They make juice cartons over 21 days. So factories just making them. They make the same amount each day. They take the number they make each day and deliver that to a coffee shop. And when they deliver it, there's 6 cartons in each little box that they deliver. Okay? So that's what we have to work with. Now we're going to organize our information with numbers. Okay, so now I'm going to start just writing down what I know. I know it's 8,064 64 in 21 days. Okay. So it's like 8,064 and split by 21. Okay. I'm not going to draw all 21, but each day they make a certain amount that adds up to that amount. So we have to figure out how much they make each day. I'm going to call this part A. Okay. In part B, we learned that whatever they make per day gets divided into 16 area coffee shops. So amount per day goes to 16 shops. All right. And then whatever goes to each shop gets put into boxes of 6. That amount all right. So I feel like there's 3 steps here. I'm going to do this divided by that. And I'm going to figure out how much they make each day. That's this question mark. And then I'm going to take this amount that I get here, and I'm going to divide it by 16, because that's what goes to every shop. And then I'm going to figure out how many cartons they have by dividing it by 6. Okay, so now I take my 8,064 in 21 days, and I divide it by 21. Here you can check your long division, and I figure out that it equals 384. So they make 384 cartons per day. So my next step is that amount goes to 16 shops. So I'm going to do 384 divided by 16. Okay? So $16 goes into 3 0 times. 16 goes into 38 2 times. 16 times 2 is 32. 38 minus 32 is 6. Bring down the 4. 16 goes into 64 4 times. So that means each shop gets 24 like juices. Okay. Then there's C. That amount gets put into a box of 6. Oh, so this 24 gets put into a box of 6. So that'll be 4. Oh, 4 boxes or cases. So each coffee shop's gonna get 4 cases. And if you go here, how many cases were delivered to each coffee shop each day? 4 cases. Now, this is a giant problem. This is probably about as hard as it gets. The steps, and you might do some of these in your head or some of them on paper, it doesn't matter. The steps are, what is the story? What information do you have? And then little by little, work it out. You're not going to see this problem tomorrow, but you're going to have to use these same kind of strategies to get through the problems tomorrow. All right, so for this one, you're definitely going to see a line plot, I would bet. But the thing with line plots is it's all about what they're asking and what they want to know. So I would still follow the same steps. So the line plot shows the number of bags of grapes grouped by weight to the nearest eighth of a pound. Weight of bags of grapes. Oh, so pounds. So there's a bag with an eighth of a pound and there's only one bag. But fourth of a pound, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Oh, so the story is there's a bunch of bags of grapes with different weights. Okay, all right. So now, organize the info. Well, let's see. How many bags of grapes had a weight of 3/8 pounds or less? Oh, so what we do, 3/8 or less. So they don't want to know about this, or this, or this, or this. And they want to know 3/8 or less. All right. How many bags? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bags, right? Let me make sure. 3/8 or less. So let's organize this now. Bags that weighed 3/8 of a pound. They're 3/8 of a pound equaled 1, 2, 3 bags. 1/4 of a pound equaled 4 bags. And 1/8 of a pound equaled 1 bag. All right. So now, what was the total weight of the grapes in the bags that had a weight of 3/8 pounds or less? Oh, okay. So I have to add all of these up. So here I'm going to add 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8. And I know I can do just 3/8 times 3. Right? I can get 3 over 1, which will be 9/8. Or 1 1/8 pound, because I'm just adding the total weight. So the bags that weigh this weight, I add the 3 of them up, they equal this. Then 1/4 times 4 over 1 equals 4 over 4, or 1 pound. Okay, and then 1/8 of a pound is just 1 bag, so it's 1/8. Well, I don't have to do anything, or 1/8. So now I just have to add them, right? So 1 1/8 plus 1 is 2 1/8, plus 1/8 is 2 2/8. Boom. 2 2/8 pounds. There we go. So I'll say it again. It's not that you're always going to write all 3 of these steps, but these are the rough steps that your mind goes through to solve tough problems. It thinks about the story, it organizes the info, and then it uses the info to make a solution. It's not a perfect equation, not going to work perfectly every time. But sometimes we read problems and we just go, what? And we get confused. But if instead we go step by step, it kind of takes that stress out and it just allows us to do what we know how to do.